What's going on, everybody? You are now tuned in to the Triple M Boxing Channel, your source for all your boxing needs. And man, that was last Saturday, the Valdez versus Navarette fight. That whole fight card was it was full of surprises, that's for
Yep.
sure. Full of surprises. Let's go over the co-main event, Espinoza versus Ramirez. Man, you start. What do you think of that fight, man?
It's hard. It's hard to gauge because I didn't see the elbow when I watched it live. I'll start with that because when they showed the replay, they couldn't find the replay for about half an hour before they actually did. But even in the replay, it wasn't very clear. Like the angle wasn't clear. I just thought at first I thought Robeisy just quit. But again, it's hard to gauge what these fighters think. It's a rematch. It's not like it's the first time he got hit by Espinoza, man. But one thing's for sure is I thought Espinoza was winning the fight anyways. Did I think he was gonna get knocked out? No, it was surprising, like I said. But I mean, he was on his way to victory, so I thought the right guy won at the end of the day. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you there, man. Like when I was watching the replay, well, at first live, when I was watching it live, I was like, wait, why is he walking away? Like,
Yeah,
what's going
he
on
just said
here?
no mas, no
Yeah, he was
mas.
just like, what? Why? Right? And then they show the replay. It's like, bro, where's the elbow? I
They
was thinking
showed
to
they showed a
myself, man.
straight. They showed a
Yeah,
punch.
exactly. It was straight. Like, okay, maybe a forearm, but elbow? Like, what is this? Like Tim Zhu versus Fundora? Like,
Yeah.
bro, Espinosa kind of looks like Fundora, but at the same time, it's like, bro, there's no way that you're walking away from the fight. Did he want to quit? Probably not. But bro, there's no way that was an elbow. That's a clean right hand, man. At the end of the day, come
They
on.
said, well, they said it was actually a broken orbital bone. Now it's hard to confirm because there's no way for you to confirm it was because of the elbow or because of the punch. I mean, obviously they're gonna say it's because of the elbow, but that's a good point. All these tall guys in the like tallest guys in the divisions like Fedora, what's his name, Espinoza. Man, they're one thing they have is they're all skinny, right? And they have, man, these elbows. They're a weapon, and it showed, man. Two fights in a row. These guys are breaking orbital bones and breaking the skull. Hell, the skull of Tim Zhu. So it's you got to watch out for that, man. That's pretty
Yeah,
dangerous.
yeah, man. Fair play to Espinosa though, man. That was a great performance, nevertheless. And like the crazy thing is, it was a rematch. Like
Yeah, yeah.
in the heat of the moment, yes, you're gonna say all the adrenaline's pumping. You're probably gonna say it's an elbow, but when he's rewatching it, he's gonna be like, okay, it was a straight, but he's still gonna claim the elbow because he
Of
probably wants
course,
to do
it's
do a trilogy.
it's underwhelming because their first fight, it was a, what do you call it, fight of the year candidate. That's why I was so excited to
Yeah,
watch the second fight, and when I did, I was like, what? That was it? Like I said, I didn't even see the elbow. So it's kudos to Espinoza though, but I think it's time for him to move up. He's still gonna be a big guy when he moves up, anyways. There's a lot of fights for him at 130.
do you think this fight needs a rematch? Another
No,
rematch?
no, it's done. In my opinion, it's done. If you claim
Yeah,
that, obviously he's not gonna stay. If it was a punch, he was never gonna admit it. If it was a punch, he's just gonna say it's an elbow. And I think there's no fire now. You know what I mean? Like the first fight, obviously, was a fight of the year candidate. It was really close. It's like, to say like a Bivol better be. Of course, you want a rematch, like a Usyk Fury. But this one is, you said no. You know what I mean? I think Robeisy needs to rebuild his like get a couple of fights, tune up fights, and get a shot at another title, man. But I think at the time it'll be, what's his name, Espinoza is gonna be, he's moved up by then. So, well, it might happen again, but I doubt in the near future it'll happen.
yeah. I personally don't want to see that rematch, man, because at the end of the day, like if regardless if that, like you said, if that elbow didn't happen, Espinosa would have won anyways.
He was on his way to winning, yeah, for sure. In
Yeah,
my opinion.
very that exactly at that point, man. Now, the main event, Valdez versus Navarette. I got a lot to say about this one, man. Like,
You start.
it sucks to see Valdez lose.
I
I'm,
know.
I'm, gonna, I'm gonna start off with that because, like, dude, this guy
I
works
like him, man.
hard.
I
I
like him.
like him too. I like him a lot. Like, he has heart. In my opinion, I think he has the skills. And in my opinion, again, I think he just needs to fire Eddie Reynoso. We spoke about this earlier today, well, yesterday. He just needs to fire Reynoso, man. In my opinion, again, Reynoso has one style that he's successful with. And one style is Canelo, right? And like what we discussed the other day, it seems like Valdez is trying to be like Canelo, and you can't. You can't be Canelo, man. And that's what ultimately caused him the loss. Like he's just trying to like move in forward, apply pressure. And what happened? Bro, he got dropped by a body shot.
Again, this is one of these rematches. You know
Yeah.
how he fights. You've seen him before. You went 12 rounds with him. He probably broke your orbital bone too last time. It was so swollen. I just don't know what happened in Valdez's um maybe training camp. Maybe it was just Navarrete's power. But Navarrete was coming off of a loss when he moved up. I thought Valdez had the advantage coming in. But I think is when he got dropped the first round, that changed the whole fight. He might have been hurt the whole time, but it's yeah, it was tough to see, man. I like Valdez, but I do agree that I think it's time for him to move on for like a different trainer. His style is totally different than Canelo's. He used to be a slick boxer. Obviously he had the power. He still has the power. He had that mean left hook. But he tried to walk Navarrete down, and that played the hands into of Navarrete because man, he's an octopus, bro. He loves to fight, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. And speaking of octopus, bro, the way he moves, what?
He's so
It's an awkward
unorthodox.
style, right?
Yeah, super awkward. Like he reaches, like I swear he doesn't. The way he throws his left hooks is like it. For me, it looked reckless, but obviously it works for him. You know what I mean? He's knocked down a lot of. He knocked Valdez with a nice body shot. It's so unorthodox that it catches people off guard because you don't know what's gonna happen. So I think it's one of these styles like Manny Pacquiao, where they can get away with it. They're just so good at that. They're just so good at having a bad style that it works for them.
That's so true, man. It's like those guys at the boxing gym. You see them hitting pads. You're like, oh, this guy's whack. He's hitting the boxing bag. It's like, what the heck? He's looping his punches. And then when it's time to spar, it's like, oh,
It's
never mind. I
different.
think this guy might be good. So
Yeah,
it definitely catches you off guard. It's hard to read, that's for sure. It's so
I
hard to read.
that was what I was gonna say. It's not like like these American fighters where there's a Philly shell. There's the Shakur Stevenson, Floyd Mayweather's. These are unorthodox fighters like the Navarretes, hell, probably like a Brandon Figueroa. Like these are like it's just hard to see where the punches are coming from because they're not supposed to be coming from that side. And I think that's what happened to Valdez, man. He got hit, he got dropped, man, to the head and ultimately to the body to finish him. But hats off to Navarrete, man. I think 130 is his peak. When he moved up to 135, he got off box. I think 130 will be, that'll be the last for him. If he ever moves up, it's going to be tougher fights for him there. But it'll be I think 130 will be his best weight.
Yeah, I agree with you. In 130, bro, he looked big at 130, man.
Yeah,
Like big against
yeah,
Valdez. Like he looked like he had a good at least 20 pounds on him
yeah.
on fight night.
Here, I'll give you this: the co-main and the main event. 126. Espinoza is a bit off. Hell, it's a big 126 pounder. We all know that. And Navarrete is a natural 130 pounder, man. I think the best move since they're both with top rank, the best move for Espinoza, hey, is to move to 130 and get Navarrete. I think that'll be in my opinion going to be a fight of the year candidate.
Oh, 100%. Those two fighters together, I think it would be amazing.
Yeah.
Not, and probably yeah, like you said, fight of the year, fan friendly fight. But who do you think would be next for Navarrete? You know, coming off of a knockout win against Valdez. What's next for him? Who can he fight next? Does he
I,
want to?
I
Do you think he should unify?
he can probably Oshaki. Because again, they're both with top rank. They can unify now. If he can't unify for the belts, there's like I said, there's Espinoza. I don't want to see a Valdez rematch. He can go up to 135 again. But in my opinion, like I said, if you can't unify, maybe get another exciting fight, man. You know what I want to see? Probably a long stretch is Magsayo versus Navarrete. They're both at 130. They're both electrifying. They're both awkward. So I think that's another fight of the year candidate, man. But you know, whoever he fights, he brings the heat. So I love watching El Vaquero, man. I love him.
Yeah, guy's a beast, bro. I'm definitely a fan, man. I'm definitely a fan of his style. So let us know, guys, what you think of that fight. What do you think of the co-main event? Do you think that was do you think that was fair play? Do you think that was it was okay for him to walk away? Let us know in the comment section below, man. And until next, guys, we are the opposite of in. Out.